This is part two of getting your ProjiCAD 3D puzzle from ProjiCAD to the laser engraver and eventually cutting it out on the laser engraver. So to start with, what I'm going to do is, here's the drawing that has been imported in. You can see it's in red, so therefore I know it's a cutting. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to settings because I need to set up the cutting speeds and things like that. So under settings, there is a manual control and there's a materials database. The materials database is just some generic numbers. And for example, if you want to cut out fabric, and you can go to cotton and denim, and then I'll give you some different settings and things like that. But for this example, I'm going to use manual control. So to start off with, there is no black. Black is going to be what's called engraving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the black and I'm going to set the power to 0. What that means is the laser's not going to work, but the speed is still, the laser's not going to pulse or hit the plastic, but it's still going to go back and forth. So I'm going to just select 0. So for black I got 0. On red, red is the cutting of the material now. So red I'm going to have power of 100%, so I want maximum power, and speed, because it's a 1/4 inch thick plastic, I want 1%. And the PPI, I'm going to set at 1,000. Now what PPI is pulses per inch, so how many times the laser hits the plastic per inch. So I'm going to go really slow, 1% speed, full power, and 1,000 times it's going to hit a second. I'm going to hit set. So I'm going to hit OK, and now I'm going to turn on the laser. And while the laser's turning on, I'm just going to switch to a camera view so you can see what's happening. So right here, right now, you can barely see it moving. It's actually indexing itself, so we know it's at the right position. Okay, so it's turned on, ready to go. So I'm going to flip back to here. And the one thing that you have to do is you have to focus the laser beam. So to focus it, I'm just going to switch back to the laser engraver software, and I'm going to hit this one right here called Focus View, and I'm going to select here. And when I do that, what's going to happen is that the engraver bed's going to move. So let's see if I can do this fast enough. So I'm going to click on it, and oops, sit right there, and there it is there. Okay, so that's where the actual laser is going to be cutting from, and it actually cuts from right up inside here. So the first thing I'm going to do, or the only thing I'm going to do, is actually focus it. So I'm going to put the focusing tool right here. And if you look, there's little knots in it, right there. And that knot's going to line up at the bottom of the bed here. So you can see it's a bit high. So I'm going to lower the bed. Okay, and on the front panel laser there are 2 arrows up and down. And I'm just pressing the down arrow, and you can see the bed lower down at the moment. I'm going to push this focusing tool up against. Okay, and that's an lower down so you can see a bit better. And then I'm going to raise the bed up, and you're going to see the focusing tool in just a second. It's going to slightly move away from the red. Right. See it right there. Okay, that's actually a little too far. So I'm going to lower it down. Okay, so there we go. So just moving away right there. That's focused now. Okay, so I can remove the tool, and I'm basically ready to start laser engraving. So now that I have the laser engraver set up and all the settings correct, I'm just going to go back to the camera view, and I'm ready to go. I'm just simply going to press over on the side here the green button, and the laser will start going. So press go. Now what's going to happen? You can see on the screen it's slowly cutting out the parts. You can see a bit of the fumes coming off, and at the end that's a little hard to see. So I'm just going to adjust the camera angle for a second. Here you can see a better view of it actually cutting out. You can see the fumes coming off. Those sparks that you see are actually the laser hitting the metal underneath. So when it hits metal, it's going to spark. It doesn't cut the metal. And you can slowly see in the first piece being cut out at the moment. And it takes a while. It'll take 4 or 5 minutes for this to actually happen. It can sometimes take up to an hour. But I'll let it cut the first piece off, and then you get the gist of the way it works, and we'll end the tutorial basically as soon as this piece is cut out. And there you go, there's the first piece, you can see it drop, and there starts the second